hello, relatively cheap nation. Let's get right into the news.
All
No.
right. Well, it's great. It's great because I started recording right there. Hello, nobody. Welcome to the first episode of the Relatively Cheap podcast. Today on our show, we have Michael, Koog, and me, Thompson. So yeah, let's get right into it.
We didn't actually discuss like what we were gonna talk about.
Not really.
That's not an issue.
We had a list of things and we didn't
okay.
choose.
You know what? Let's.
Do you want me to pull up the list?
I got a few things I have in mind. All right, so let's start off.
All right.
I guess with the recent launch of the GTX 1080 by NVIDIA.
It's not a launch, fam. It's
an announcement. Sure.
Yeah. Do we know the pricing on the 1080?
Yeah, the 1080 is launching at $600, which I think is amazing.
Look, performance and all of that has yet to be confirmed, but that's a step down from past NVIDIA launch prices.
Yeah.
And all things considered, I think the 10s, or the 1000, I don't know, whatever you call this new series, looks promising. We'll see how it is in reality, but, you know.
The 10X series, yeah, it's great. It's, the memory speed, it's GDDR5X, which, is not HBM, but it's nice. But the thing that I really look forward to is its clock speed, which it has a base clock it has a boost clock as advertised around 1733 megahertz, but, in their thing in their presentation, I guess you'd say they had one running at literally at around 2100 megahertz at 67 degrees, which is incredible.
That's a great clock speed,
Like,
and a very
I don't
nice
know
temperature
anything
as well.
about this. I'm just looking it up. Like, yeah. It's like $400 now or something. That's a big decrease from the price
it hasn't
that
been
it was.
released.
Yeah, no, the best thing, the biggest thing that they announced wasn't the 1080, it was the 1070.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, it was the same with the 980, 970. Though the 80 series is always going to be, the cool, flashy, oh my god, look how much whatever it's got.
Yeah.
But if your goal is not crazy balls to the wall, it's an actual practicality.
Yeah.
The 70 series or line or whatever is hands down the better bet.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
I mean, yeah, that's to be expected.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing.
You know who's techie in this podcast?
Yeah, unfortunately, Koog isn't. But the last thing I want to show you, Michael, I think you're gonna love this.
I'm psyched. I'm psyched.
So the Ansel technology that they launched also, that they announced, it was their kind of in-game capture technology.
Yep.
Tell me, what do you think it's compatible with? Which series?
Do you mean series-wise?
Yeah. What does your AMD fanboy say? Your inner fanboy.
It says it'll be compatible with the 10X series until the 11X series comes out, when all 10X series support is dropped.
Okay, well...
780 Ti.
Well, I'm looking at the website right now. It's compatible with the 10XXX. It's the 10XX series.
Okay.
Maxwell, so the 900 series, the 700 series, and the 600 series. Including the 650 and the 650 Ti, I might add, and the 750 Ti, which is great. So it's like shitty cards too. I just wanted to let you know about that.
I mean,
what does your Meek Mill fanboy say?
Is anyone here a Meek Mill fanboy?
Leon is.
Mayron's not here.
Talking shit already. First day.
Yeah.
Besides, Meek Mill is trash.
Calling
I don't-
out like actual names.
Yeah.
Like, Meek Mill's trash. Like, I don't mean that in oh, Drake's song was so great or whatever. He's just not a good artist.
Compared to Drake, he's not good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think standalone he's pretty solid.
Right.
But I really like Drake.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
See, this.
I really like Drake.
Not okay. Take it as you will.
No. He
Gonna write
really,
fan fiction now.
Really likes Drake.
Yeah, really. Can we get a picture of that? Is that a
Drake?
thing we can do?
Oh no.
Yeah, is that a thing we can do?
Give me a second.
But speaking of all this technology stuff, while he looks up this picture, I'm currently recording this, or talking audio-wise into my cell phone because my whole
there we
computer
go.
died.
Picture of Drake. Fader.
Awesome.
100.
Awesome.
Right there.
There you go.
You're welcome.
Looks real good.
Just for
Anyway, thanks. Anyway, while Koog's phone is not ideal, I'm using an original GigaWare Skype mic.
Hence the name relatively cheap. We don't have a lot of
I
money.
believe this mic is from 2007? Something like that. I literally found it under my bed. But it's that with a built-in mic on my $12 headphones.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about Overwatch. That's a new game, open beta right now. That's pretty fun.
Oh yeah, we'll get all the views talking about Overwatch.
You know what?
It's the main thing to cover. Yeah.
I gotta say, it looks pretty good.
Yep.
From the day we're recording this, there's 2 days left in the open beta.
Yes, that is true.
You aren't very hype about games like that, though.
No, I'm hype about certain games.
I'm looking forward to it, actually.
It looks cool.
I've finally gotten tired of Counter-Strike, which is actually good.
Who would have thought that was possible?
That game is not good for me.
Counter-Strike is not.
It's not good for my health. But Overwatch looks really interesting. I've been playing the open beta. It's been really fun. I mean,
Overwatch looks really, really cool.
The game it reminds me the most of is TF2.
Yep.
Like, Koog, you usually have a lot to say about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, as the resident TF2 man.
I gotta, gush about that because...
Go ahead.
As much as people want to, compare it to Team Fortress 2, it really isn't. It has different, I mean, it has the same modes, but the way the characters, go with each other is completely different. It revolves around, using, that own character specials rather than just buying different weapons or, using different abilities.
Right.
That it would give you.
Alright.
If that made any sense.
No, that makes sense.
In TF2, yeah, so in TF2 you gotta buy a bunch of different weapons. They all give your character these different skill assets or things that they can now do or now cannot do. And Overwatch is completely different. It makes its own characters, basically.
Right. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I see where you're coming from. The class system is different from the kind of more. Admittedly, there are classes in TF2, but the more loadout-based system that TF2 has. But I'm really looking forward to it. I don't know, and Koog, you might have a better idea of this. I don't know if they're going to release more characters than their current cast. But if they do, I definitely look forward to it.
They may be releasing. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
As long as there is a DLC in the first 4 months, I'll be fine with it.
Right.
Do you know anything about launched pricing of the game?
$60, I think. Just
Normal
normal
40,
price.
it's 40 on PC, but $60 on the Xbox One on the current gen consoles.
And PS4.
Yeah, Xbox
That's
One
not,
and PS4.
That's not bad. 40 on PC. That's weird. That feels a little weird to me that it's cheaper on PC than it is on.
Well, I think it's because it's the
pre-purchase.
Yeah, on their
costs
website you can pre-purchase it for. On their website you can pre-purchase it for $40 for the regular version, $60 for the Origins edition, which is digital goodies, a few things that you can get, and skins.
Okay.
Good start. Wi-Fi is dying.
Disconnected and then reconnected.
Just want to look up what the price of pre-purchasing Overwatch is for now.
So right now on PC the price is $40 for the regular edition, $60 for the edition with a few skins and a few goodies like a tracer.
Do skins do anything?
Like a pet. No, skins do nothing. They're completely.
So they're just purely aesthetic.
Yeah, it's great.
That's good. That's good.
But what's funny, I think, is that for the collector's edition, they don't give you a price.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it one of those, like, if you need to ask the price, it's expensive type deals?
I mean, it's a collector's edition. They're usually like that.
Yeah, I feel like once things get to a certain level of expensive, they're not going to tell you the price. Just because if you're asking the price, you can.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think they have a price set yet.
What
comes in the collector's edition?
Let's check. The collector's edition comes with okay, it comes with all the pre-purchase bonuses. So all the bonuses that come with the Origins edition, which is 5 skins and a few digital goodies, in-game goodies from, let's see, goodies for World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, Heroes of, I'm forgetting what that game is called, and a few player portraits, and StarCraft 2. That's cool.
Really?
And then the extras that the collector's edition has is a visual source book, a soundtrack, and a physical statue of Soldier 76.
Pretty cool.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
The old boy.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to Overwatch.
And stuff for Diablo 2.
Yeah, stuff for Diablo 2. Let's see, what else? Oh, have you guys heard about the whole thing going on with Activision and their rather unfortunate Call of Duty trailer?
Oh
God.
I mean, Call of Duty is something I've never been.
So, in case you didn't know, basically, if you have to pre-order Infinite Warfare, and if you do that, it'll give you COD 4 Remastered, which is what is known by many as their best game in the series.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like the last game before everything started going downhill, is the general sentiment. I mean,
I don't know if...
Not that there weren't any good games after the fact, just more, that... Koog's back, okay. More that,
There's some weird background noise going on right now.
That's Koog's thing.
God damn it.
It's not terrible. It'll be okay.
It's not horrible. But currently, okay, this is funny. So currently, sitting at 11,518,000 views. It has 771,000 dislikes and only 220,000 likes. So it's
you want to send a link to that to the Discord?
Only almost universally hated. Here, I'll send you a link to the YouTube thing.
Sure, that works.
And this was a game that, they worked on Infinite Warfare for like 2 years, I think.
How much?
Or
Do you know
longer.
how much they spent on it?
A lot.
A long time, more than a normal Call of Duty.
So, like, enough that if it does badly, then they have fucked up?
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
But it's still gonna sell.
Oh, it's COD. It's gonna sell. That's not a question.
Yeah. But what's interesting, I think, is this next thing that I sent you guys in the chat. Which is Activision responding to these dislikes. They said...
What'd they have to say?
They said, basically... and I'm going to just sum it up here for people who don't want to read, but I'm going to leave it on the screen for you guys. Basically, we know what the people on YouTube want, and we know what those guys want, but we know what will sell well, and what more people will want, and we're going to do that. We don't give a shit about your dislikes, and we're still going to make a lot of money.
That feels a little arrogant to me.
I mean,
not untrue.
I mean, yes, but here's, like, okay, for example, they said, and while, of course, we see the passionate opinions online, we also look at other measurements, and the fact is, while it's very early, pre-orders are off to a very strong start. Views of the reveal trailer that you referred to are up, and in fact, the number of likes per view on the reveal trailer are also the highest we've ever seen. Some of which is kind of bold, the likes per view, I think. But,
that sounds fishy to me.
But pre-orders being off to a very strong start isn't at all surprising. It's Call of Duty. It's if you want to get an FPS, the first thing you think of, for better or for worse, is Call of Duty.
I know, but I just feel like it's a little bit arrogant to kind of say, fuck the YouTube view. We know it's gonna sell, even though it's true.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they worded it way, way better.
Yeah, but that's what they're saying. They're not saying, oh, we see your point, we understand you don't like this, we'll try to fix it, or we're sorry or any of that. They're just saying, it's gonna sell anyway, so screw you.
That's just, like, stupid of them if they don't understand why the pre-order rate is so much higher. It's because the only reason people are pre-ordering this game is because that's the only way they could get Call of Duty 4 remastered.
Yeah, no, that's
like,
what
they're not selling that separately.
Also, I think the thing is, gaming in recent years has become, I guess, the only way to put it is more of a mainstream accepted thing to do.
Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons pre-orders are gonna be up because there are simply more people who play gaming as a pastime.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's very true. I mean, yeah, no, if you look at the rise, you have the rise of esports, you have a bunch of different things that are bringing gaming kind of into not the center necessarily, it's still kind of its own thing, but it's definitely more popular. I mean, and this isn't necessarily true gaming, but it's like, mobile games are massive.
I mean, I would have, up until a couple of months ago, said mobile gaming isn't real gaming.
Right.
But to be 100% honest, with the amount of sales and play and all of that they get, I don't see any way to not consider games at this point.
Yeah, I mean, well, they're obviously, they're games. I feel like whether or not you call them, I guess it's the difference between casual games and hardcore games.
Yeah,
and I think the thing that we're seeing now is, thanks to a lot of casual games becoming more popular, hardcore gaming is actually kind of getting a little bit of time in the limelight. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, no, totally. Hardcore gaming was something which people used to kind of, I don't want to say like blow off entirely, but
yeah, no, and Call of Duty is a great way to say, yeah, I'm a gamer, but not have to put in a lot of effort.
It's one of the most common, like when people think gaming, I am sure for a lot of them, Call of Duty is what instantly comes to mind.
Yeah, it's prolific, which... You know, it allows them to kind of get away with a bunch of things that none of us really like, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I think my favorite quote from this article is that people saying that the $80 price tag for the Legacy Edition is including $60 for the remastered Call of Duty Modern Warfare and $20 for making fun of Infinite Warfare.
Ooh.
It's harsh, I know.
Well,
funny.
I mean, I don't know if like video games were really introduced to the public eye as like such a positive thing, because really a lot of like these casual games were really like introduced and made big through controversy that were like spread amongst other people.
Yep. Though, I mean, just an interesting thought about the Call of Duty games. I just sent this to the Discord if you want to go ahead and open that up for the recording.
Yeah.
But basically, what this is saying is the Call of Duty profits peaked in about 2011.
Yeah, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, which was arguably, you know, the last kind of good Call of Duty game.
Yep.
You know,
for Activision.
Yeah. But I mean, you scroll through this list, you have Modern Warfare MW3 at the top, then you have Black Ops and Black Ops 2, both of which were, you know, supposed to be really good. You have Modern Warfare 2. Surprisingly, Ghosts is at number 5. Ghosts is horrible.
Ooh.
Isaac Newton.
That's a little weird.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that one. Yeah.
Isaac Newton.
Dude, he wasn't. I mean, he face-palmed all over that game.
Isaac Newton?
Sorry,
Isaac Newton.
Am I getting this wrong?
Yeah.
I think you're getting this wrong.
Isaac Newton is not the person who you're thinking of. At all.
Everyone knows Isaac Newton made Activision.
No, I am thinking of the right person. Scientist, mathematician.
What?
Yeah.
From a physics perspective.
Oh my god.
Yep.
No, don't bring up your sciencey business
from
in
a
this.
Perspective. Okay, I'll accept the weird jetpacks that can cancel out the recoil, but how is there sound? How do the guns work without oxygen to ignite the gunpowder?
Did Isaac Newton discover space?
No, I thought. Yeah, I wasn't sure what you were talking about for a second. No, you're right.
No, I'm talking about the fact.
Yeah, the physics of the game.
Yeah, he is like face palming all over.
The thing that I'm annoyed with Call of Duty, and
I'm sorry, I just saw it. Like I know this is straight clickbait, but I'm gonna send it anyway.
Send it.
And yeah, no, because it is titled military laser that can blind a bear.
Send it.
And yeah, we need to.
You didn't send the full link, man.
Yeah, I did. Click it.
Yeah, no. Definitely not.
That's all.
Just to conclude that, though.
All it takes.
Let's finish this segment, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, firstly, none of us even really play Call of Duty that much.
Yeah.
Completely not.
I'm not a huge fan of the game. I mean, the thing for me when I saw Advanced Warfare, especially, I was like, and obviously wasn't this, but it looked to me like Titanfall with worse movement. And Titanfall suffered from having a tiny player base towards the end. I mean, now I can't really play it because there's not a huge amount of players, but I really loved that game. It was super fun, and you could just run around and do whatever you wanted, you know?
I mean, but I think that's a big problem where games are entirely focused on the multiplayer. Like, don't get me wrong, I love a good multiplayer, but for multiplayer to work, there have to be a lot of players, and games die out over it. I want a game that's fun in single player as well as multiplayer.
Yeah. Although with a lot of modern kind of FPS shooters, you're not really going to get that because, I mean, it's interesting because like if you look at, for example, Counter-Strike, right? That game is so solid that it still has a massive player base. And I mean, and yes, it's Valve's child, so it kind of has that going for it.
I mean, yeah, it's got the Valve loving it thing, but it's really well balanced.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's its whole thing. I mean,
it's got a great reputation.
It's funny because people say that kind of looking from the outside in, but a lot of people on the part of in the community, I guess, like especially on the Counter-Strike subreddit, feel kind of not kind of neglected by the developers because Valve cares so much more about Dota 2, which is their real cash cow. It's.
I mean, oh god,
it's
yeah,
really
no.
funny.
Yeah. That's their thing.
Yep.
I mean, look, yeah, they do care about Dota more, but they care about Counter-Strike a lot more than they care about most stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they care about it more than they care about Steam support.
It's turning into a topic of Valve.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a little while. Steam support.
Oh boy.
I have a great Steam support horror story.
I mean, that's what I was leading to, so go right ahead.
Yeah, no, okay, so, man, when was this? This was last year, right? Going into the...
Yeah, this was last year.
Okay. So it was it was like September of last year. Well, I guess September of 2015? No, 2014. Right?
Yeah, September 2014. Sounds right.
September 2014, a few things happened. I was homesick from school, and I decided to do one unboxing in Counter-Strike. And for those who don't know what that is, it's online gambling, honestly.
It's where you spend money for digital guns.
Yeah, but in that unboxing, I unboxed a knife, which is worth anywhere from $40 to $1,000, and mine was decently good. It was I think $130 or $140. And
yeah, I remember you were pretty hyped when you got that.
I was super excited. I was freaking out because I had just made $130. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Like
I wasn't keeping that. I was selling it right away.
Of course, and $130 on Steam, especially with all the great indie games that are out now, goes a long way.
Yeah, and then literally the same day or the day after, I got hacked. And my account was...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I could still access my account. They hadn't changed my password, but they made around $200 worth of purchases. They bought some really expensive Dota 2 item and traded it to another guy. They traded my knife away. I lost most of my inventory. Everything in my inventory that was above a purple, which is basically, there's different tiers in Counter-Strike for skins. There's light blue, dark blue, purple, like this pinkish thing, and then red. And anything above purple was gone. And it was like just devastating. And like they spent $200 on my credit card, and I was like, well, what am I gonna do? So I messaged Steam support, and they're like, yeah, we can't help you. And I was like, well, that really sucks. And so I deleted that thread and messaged them again, and they were like, sure, we'll help you. Them telling me they couldn't help me took a month. Them telling me they could help me took a month. And then them actually helping me took 2 months. And it literally, I basically had to use a different account with, TF2. TF2 on it for 4 months while waiting for Steam support to fix my problem.
When Steam support says 6 to 8 months to get your account back, they mean 6 to 8 months.
I mean, they didn't lie about it, but when my origin account was hacked, like literally, like legitimately hacked, nothing, I didn't do anything wrong. And I messaged Jordan about it. They got back to me the day of, and I got my account back within a week. Which, I mean, admittedly, less people probably use Origin, but it's, it's insane how much
I mean,
better
it still says
Origin's
stuff
customer
about their
support.
customer support. Yeah,
Origin's customer support is so much better than Steam, and people hated on Origin for a while because EA sucks. But Origin as a platform, if it had other games aside from just EA games, would be incredible.
Yeah, it would.
I have no
Completely.
qualms about buying a game on Origin because they were the first to come up with the refund policy. They have I'm not going to say that they have a better one because I don't remember the specifics, but they were the first ones to come up with it. Their customer support is incredible. There's just so many things about it that are better that it's a real shame that Valve doesn't take any hints from it.
I mean, the thing is, Valve knows that they know they've got the market cornered, and they can kind of do whatever the fuck they want.
That is true.
Yeah, but also them being a really big industry, a lot of people thinks that it's a lot easier for them to look at those types of things like help or uh, you know, Steam support, and it actually would probably be a lot harder because the masses of people regarding it are so much higher than other places.
Yeah, and just to get back to the Origin real quick, I googled their return policy, and basically the way it works is within 24 hours of launch, make a return, file for return or whatever. They'll get back to you about returning with confirmation of it within 48 hours, and you get a refund within 10 days.
See, that's what I like. I mean, the 24 hours is and it could be better. And it's debatable which is better, playtime or time elapsed.
Yeah.
Because setting things up and making sure they run well.
I mean, yeah, it's debatable.
Especially, is it time of launching the game or starting to download it?
Time of launching.
Okay, well then it's an entirely different story because if you have shit internet.
Yeah. So you can have your computer you can have the game sitting on your computer for a while, not touch it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it won't eat into your.
And the way Steam does it, let's see. In refunds on. Huh. Their website is not great.
Really?
Yeah.
Steam's website isn't great? Oh boy!
I'm trying to find a thing on their titles, and they don't see. Okay, within 2 weeks of purchase and with less than 2 hours of playtime.
That's... See, the problem is less than 2 hours of playtime is nothing.
That's the big issue.
It takes me... it'll sometimes take me a week just to set up. I mean, I know Origin doesn't offer that either, but it'll take me a week just to set everything up and get it running the way I like.
Yeah. I mean, Origin offers you 24 hours if you really, want to try out a game. You sit down, you buy it, you start it on, Saturday morning or something, and you spend the day trying the game out, and it's not ideal, but I think it's better than having 2 hours.
Out of the two, I would take Origins, simply because, as you said, if I have a game that I'm kind of iffy about, I know I've got 24 hours from when I first open it, so I'll sit down and I'll spend a day playing it.
Yeah, but I think the thing is...
And I can get 8 hours in, and that's enough.
And that's the reason that Valve has only a 2-hour policy, is because Valve also, with Steam, also has a much greater selection of games, many of which probably have, 4 to 7 or maybe 8 hours of full gameplay in the entire game.
Some not even that much.
Yeah. So it would be easy to, if you had 24 hours from launching the game, play an entire game and then return it.
Yeah, completely.
But with EA's kind of limited selection, they have a far greater amount of control over what they're doing.
Yep. It is what it is, but it'd be cool if Valve decided they'd learn from Origin a bit and start to, I guess, care would be an accurate way to describe it, about customer support.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. If Valve had good customer support, they would be a far more popular company than they are already, which is saying a lot.
Oh yeah, that says a huge amount.
Yeah.
Valve is already wildly popular.
Yeah, people bought the controllers, and clearly they're.
You know what? I like my Steam controller.
I don't.
Well,
I don't like you having one.
I mean, I guess it's just tough shit. It's not
Steam controller.
Look, it's not great for games I need to be super tight. Like the only FPS I actually really play is Payday 2, and I don't really use my Steam controller for that, just because controls are tighter on keyboard and mouse. But for stuff like Rocket League, where a controller really is necessary, it's only slightly more expensive than an Xbox 360 controller, and it's way more customizable, and it's less than half the price of an Xbox One controller.
Yeah. Wait, how much? A Steam controller is $30?
It's 50.
That's not less than half the price of an Xbox One controller.
Isn't it?
No, an Xbox One controller is 50 or 60. Their fancy specialist edition is I think 100 and something, but nobody's buying.
Yeah, the Xbox Elite is 150.
The Xbox Elite is
360
ridiculous.
is like.
Oh well,
$360 is like $25.
Yeah, 360 controller is like $25.
Yeah, so it's more expensive than a 360 controller, but it's also more customizable.
But I feel like it's only customizable because it's their product. Like if they
no, that's completely
if they
true.
made updates on the 360.
To be fair, the 360 controller is Microsoft's product, and the One controller is Microsoft's product, and most people, I mean, all of us here are running Windows 10. You know,
that's a good
Windows.
Point.
It's
Windows.
Yeah,
well, not all of us are running Windows.
Yeah, one of us is running nothing.
Oh.
Android OS.
I'm running Samsung.
He's running TouchWiz.
I got that TouchWiz.
Oh man.
It could be worse, man.
Yeah, I could be recording this on a Nokia.
Could be recording it on a Windows phone.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, Windows phones aren't bad. They just don't have.
They're not bad. They just have. Yeah, I was gonna say.
It doesn't even have Discord on it.
No.
Oh, of course not. It's a Windows phone.
Yeah, they have nothing on it.
Although, going back. Okay, so this is kind of going back, but going back to Valve's hardware. I have their hardware site open right now. But everything they make, or that they have direct control over, seems to be really good. I mean,
I would disagree with that.
I know what you're going to bring up, and I agree.
Steam controller.
The Steam controller is good. Steam Link is cool. Steam machines are made by Alienware, Cyber, Zotac, whatever.
One.
Yeah, but they're crap, and they're not directly controlled by Valve. They're PCs.
Okay.
They're custom PCs that Valve stamps their logo on.
Look,
and
that's fine.
I agree. Steam boxes are crap, but I'm talking about if you look at the Vive, the Steam Link, and the Steam controller, which are all heavily integrated, I guess, with
the Steam boxes are more integrated than Steam. They literally only run Steam OS.
That's very true.
Steam controllers can work as a wireless mouse if you want.
That's true. Okay. Aside from Steam machines.
Yeah. Other than that, I would agree that Valve hardware is good.
Surprisingly good. I mean, you and I, Michael, tried out the Vive and compared it to the Oculus Rift.
It was much better than the Rift.
Yeah, I mean, it was a whole other level, and I mean, admittedly, we didn't have the time. It was at PAX. We didn't have the time to really set up the Rift the correct way. But we didn't have that time with the Vive either. And I think the thing that you notice the most with the Vive isn't how many, the screen door effect or anything. It's the level of immersion, the fact that you can kind of walk around in this virtual world as opposed to...
the thing that, to me, made it an amazing experience was when I was using, I'm forgetting the name of it, but basically the paddle that controls your hand in game, and I was able to aim down sights with that in VR, and that was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very, very cool.
Yep.
That is something for some reason the Oculus Rift just has a hard time replicating, even though they're like the first company to make that virtual reality.
Yeah, I mean, Rift gameplay has been going on for years.
Yeah, I think, well,
Yeah.
I want to see, first of all, how much Oculus Touch costs when it comes out.
I mean, yeah.
And also how well it performs, because the Vive tracking is spot on, and I don't know how well Oculus's single camera, or I guess it'll be dual camera when the Touch is released, tracking system will work, because it's nowhere near as good as Lighthouse, that what the Vive has.
No, I know, but I mean that is. I mean, I'm worried about stuff, but that's not something I'm worried about. Simply because, I mean, the Samsung Gear VR has great tracking and it doesn't have any external.
Right, but that's a thing that's strapped to your head, and it can use just a gyroscope, right? The Gear VR doesn't have positional tracking. It knows where you're looking, but it doesn't know where you are, right? And that's the difference between, Gear VR and Google Cardboard, and Steam VR and the Oculus Rift. Is that if you move your head around, it moves around in the game. And that's what I'm worried about, because with controllers, with the Oculus Touch and I guess the Vive sticks, right? Whatever you want to call them. Yeah, they're little paddle controllers.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. Who cares?
Whatever. Hands.
They need to be the Vive hands. They need to be tracked in real time relative to your position, right? Or you need to know where they are. And with Oculus, with the Rift, their positional tracking is not as good. It's just simply their system is not as good for that type of experience as the Vive.
I would agree.
It's really weird how they had like way more time to like improve on that.
Well, to be fair, HTC and Valve came out of nowhere with the Vive.
I mean, I think
out of left field.
I think to an extent, that couldn't have been like a, hey, you know what'd be cool if we did X. I kind of think
that took so much R&D and so much time to develop. I kind of
think they've been working on it for a while, and they thought let's not tell everyone exactly what we've got, because then Oculus is going to see, oh, this is what the competition looks like, and they're going to get ready for it.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah. Because I remember when I heard about the HTC Vive, the first time I heard that, I thought it was a phone. No, seriously, I was like, HTC is making a VR headset? What?
Yeah, no, it's completely out of left field. But it's arguably the better headset. I mean, it's not necessarily selling better. They're about the same. They're all selling really, really well. But with HTC's, I guess, production experience and Valve's just brute force in this kind of market, they're offering a better experience right now. You actually have you have a chance of getting your Vive on time if you order it, instead of 3 years with the Oculus Rift. And
I guess to be fair, the Oculus Rift really had zero competition.
Yeah.
When they were working on their stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But I really do feel like they're nitpicking at what they wanted to add in for a long time, and like if they knew the motion sensor was like really, it was average, I feel like they could have done better regardless of what was already out there.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. But I think part of it was the fact that they just didn't have competition. So they didn't really have, I guess, a reason to be better.
Alright, speaking of VR, what do you think its best uses are? Like, what do you think it's going to be
Porn.
used for the most?
I mean, Google had to take porn off of the Google Glass when it.
Wow, wow! I was so surprised. I didn't have that prepared because for YouTube, because you guys aren't seeing this, I switched to an article about VR porn. Because I knew this was the first thing that you guys were gonna.
Oh yeah, we all knew where this was going.
Yeah. So, I think, Michael, you tried it, right?
I did.
I
did.
It was. How was it? It's
okay.
Crazy, right?
So the fisheye, like, I'm not. Should I go into this?
Yeah. No, I mean, don't.
Yeah,
you know,
go.
like, we don't want the gritty details, but yeah. No, I think it's worth talking about.
Okay, I'm gonna mute my mic for a second. Yell to make sure no one is in earshot, and then. So, talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah. So according to Mashable, this is
okay, we're good.
this is Raymond
Talk
Wong.
amongst yourselves.
Raymond Wong at Mashable.com. He said, he said things got really weird. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Although he really did feel like he was closer to the action.
Okay, I'll say. Let me put it like. So, it's got a weird sort of fisheye effect.
Yeah.
During the blowjob, right? Everything was really small. like, complete honesty, everything was small and weirdly dome-like. Oh yeah, and weirdly dome-like.
Right.
Like concaved sort of away from me.
Although I feel like we should mention that you tried it with the cardboard.
Yeah, I did.
Which
and that's
is
$15.
Yeah, not necessarily the best type of thing. Although cardboard, while technically being $15, is free. I mean, let's be honest. You can make it for free. You can get it for $5 if you need to buy it. But so many places, like the first Google Cardboard I ever got was from OnePlus. They were sending them out for free. You just had to pay the price of shipping, which was like $4. And then my mom brought home Star Wars, the Star Wars VR thing, which was given out at a bunch of places. I think Verizon was sending it out.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, when I got my S6 Edge, I first moved to Verizon, they gave me a Google Cardboard, which I have since lost or broken or something.
Yeah, but cardboard is cheap as hell. So it's great.
Like,
it's a great,
even if you don't get it.
It's a great kind of introduction, I guess, to VR.
Yeah, like if you like Google Cardboard, you're gonna like an HTC Vive.
You're gonna love anything.
The Oculus Rift didn't feel that much better than Google Cardboard, honestly.
No, going directly off the porn topic, saying you're gonna love anything.
Right. Sorry.
But if you like, let's go back on topic.
Back to the important part of what's going on here.
I'm just gonna quote an article real quick.
Porn in VR is pretty damn great.
By Mr. Will Fulton. He writes, strip club rules apply, so it's look but don't touch. The filming process necessitates... I can't read that. Yeah. You can focus on whatever you fancy, whether it's down at the naughty bits, lovingly up into your virtual partner's eyes, over into the corner of the room trying to identify the books on the shelf.
I think that's pretty accurate, I gotta say.
Yeah.
That is pretty accurate.
You're a lot more present. It feels like it's
that's a fun way to describe.
It's
better.
But it's like the same reason people go point of view, right?
Yeah,
it's that that taken to
that's a perfect segue. It's like point of view, but like 100 times more.
Yeah. It's like that for in general for games too. You know what I mean? It's like you in in Elite Dangerous, you're flying a spaceship, and you feel like you're flying a spaceship with a monitor, if it's a nice big monitor, and you're immersed, but it's suspension of disbelief. But if you're using the Rift or the Vive, in this case, since you're not standing up and walking around, it's like you're there. You know what I mean? You can look around, you can kind of get up and
Yep.
look around, and it's incredible.
Yep.
Yeah, there's this great
What
sense of
just happened in
presence.
the Discord?
Who knows?
Look how long that image is.
Yeah, that's.
What is
Wow.
it? Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, I just dropped a link to
Wow.
the VR porn, whatever.
This is
article.
the image. That's
That's quite the wow.
That
Also, someone's mic,
yep. Cool,
like,
your mic's
not
killing
having
itself
a good
again.
day.
That's me. Cause okay, here's the thing. The fact that I'm on a phone is bad, but
Yep.
like the fact that I have like an awful tendency of just like screwing around and like pulling the wires is evil.
That's terrible.
And like occasionally I just like rest my hand on the wire and it makes an awful noise.
Yeah.
Why?
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you for stopping and starting when you talk, though. That is helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well.
What are we talking about?
Porn.
Vive. It's a product. It's better than
Alright, to sum up,
whatchamacallit,
VR
Oculus Rift.
porn is a pretty good.
It's yeah no it's
Try it out.
it's much closer to the real thing.
Not like any of us would know.
Oh god. I haven't okay, I haven't tried VR
You'd like it.
VR porn.
I think Koog, this is Koog's kind of thing.
Oh yeah, this is. Like, there
I
are some quotes, which
definitely
I'm not gonna go into, but you would like it.
Koog,
I
no.
definitely enjoyed watching Michael's reaction to it. Because
Yeah, that was.
it was
interesting.
probably the best.
Yeah.
Because the phone he has was too big for the thing, so
Yeah,
like
so
it was really hard to see it.
It was weirdly
And like most of the
distorted.
time he was more confused than anything.
That's like, yeah, because the first one I saw was on YouTube, so I was really confused because I was like, this shouldn't be on YouTube. Like, this is not YouTube content. And then
to be fair, there was no nudity, right? It was.
yeah,
It was the what was it? It was Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition, which is like
okay.
it's iffy. It's very iffy.
Look, yeah, but I'm gonna say YouTube says no adult content, and that like
Yeah, but you get
that's
so
not
much
about
shit.
sport.
YouTube is too big to deal with that.
Oh, Grade A has,
Oh,
Andre
yeah.
has proved that YouTube.
Yeah. Shout out
Ow.
to Great Andre, who will obviously
Yeah,
love,
he'll definitely
love watching
acknowledge
this. Yeah.
100%.
It's his favorite pastime. Even
Yep.
though this is our first
Incredibly
time.
incredibly high production value.
This mic is actually triggering me.
Yeah, I think we could call it. I think it's been a good.
Are we calling it here?
Can we call it?
Yeah, let's
I
call
think
it.
we could call it.
Like an hour or so?
Yeah.
I gotta scroll all the way up to check our start time. I'm gonna delete that article actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah, it's
I'll
been-
keep it saved
It's been about an hour.
on my keyboard that I
Okay.
don't have.
Well, thanks, guys. This has been very fun. For
Yeah,
the
this
first
is-
time.
This has actually
Literally
been
no
quite.
one as of now.
And they always say the first time sucks, but for me, it's great.
I gotta say, I mean,
it was decent.
Nobody's gonna want to watch it, but
can I call the last? Can I say the last word?
Go ahead.
I have a joke. Okay, relatively cheap podcast now with literally 0 subscribers.
And with that, thank you guys very much for.
Too late. It's over.
No.
Thank nobody for watching, and we'll stop the recording.